What if every single new service you launched came with perfect visibility built right in? I mean, from the very first line of code. No extra work, no begging other teams, just instant insight. That's really the power we're talking about when we make observability a default, not some afterthought. It's a core mission for any modern platform engineering team. So let's break down what that actually looks like. Okay, so to really get why this is such a big deal, we have to talk about a place I'm sure most of us know, maybe a little too well. Let's call it the dreaded production black box. Just picture this for a second. It's 2 in the morning, your phone buzzes, and your heart just drops. That alert, it's the one you never want to see. A critical service is down, customers are screaming, and all eyes are on you. So you jump on your laptop, but you're just staring into this void. You have absolutely no clue where to even start looking. That feeling, right there, that feeling of being totally blind in a crisis, that's exactly the problem we're here to solve. Yeah, this kind of chaos is what a lot of us call the fog of war in production. You might have some logs way over here, a few random metrics over there, but none of it is connected. And trying to follow one single user's request as it zigzags between a dozen microservices, forget about it. It feels impossible. Any new service you launch into this kind of environment is like sending a hero into a maze without a map. You're just setting them up for confusion at the exact moment you need clarity the most. So how do we lift this fog? Well, the answer is a real change in philosophy, and it's led by platform engineering. We stop asking every single team to figure out their own way through the wilderness, and instead, we start paving a golden path for them to follow. And you can really see the difference between the two approaches here. On the left, that's the old way. Every team is on their own little island, trying to reinvent the wheel for logging, metrics, tracing. It's just inefficient, and it leaves these massive, scary gaps. But on the right, you've got the platform approach. One central team provides a standard, easy-to-use observability solution that everybody gets to benefit from. And this really gets to the heart of that golden path idea. Think about it. Instead of forcing every developer to hack their way through a muddy, unmarked trail in the jungle just to get their service running with decent monitoring, the platform gives them a paved superhighway. It's well-lit, it's fast, and most importantly, it's the path of least resistance to get to production safely. And this golden path, it's about way more than just making deployment easier. As you're about to see, it's about delivering total clarity right out of the box. So for a developer living in this world, the whole experience feels, well, it feels kind of like magic. You write your code for a new service, you run a simple Git push, and then you just lean back. The platform takes over completely. It builds your container, it deploys it to something like Cloud Run or GKE, and here's the key, your service is instantly live with a full suite of observability tools. No extra steps, no complicated config files. It just works. So what's in this full suite I'm talking about? It's what I call the observability trifecta, and it's all turned on by default. First up, you get structured logging. That means all your logs are consistent and super easy to search in a tool like Google Cloud Logging. Second, you get automated monitoring and alerting, with standard dashboards and alerts already set up for you in cloud monitoring. And third, the real game changer, end-to-end tracing, usually powered by open standards like OpenTelemetry. Now, at the very heart of that end-to-end tracing is something called a correlation ID. The best way to think about it is like a tracking number for a package. When a request first hits your system, the platform automatically stamps it with this unique ID. Then, as that single request jumps from service A to service B to service C, that ID stays with it the whole way, tying every log and every metric together into one single story. Suddenly, that 2 a.m. fire drill just became a whole lot less stressful. And what this does is create a really powerful cultural shift. All of a sudden, the best practice is the default. Developers don't have to remember to ask for observability tools. They'd have to go out of their way to actively turn them off. You're making the right way the easy way. So how is all this automated magic actually built? Well, the secret is all about using code blueprints. This whole thing is powered by a concept called infrastructure as code, or IAC for short. Basically, instead of a person clicking around in a cloud console to set things up, we define our entire infrastructure, our servers, our databases, our monitoring rules, everything in configuration files using tools like Terraform. And this code can be versioned, shared, and reused, just like any other piece of software. So this is how the platform team actually paves that golden path. They create these IAC templates, which are just reusable blueprints for new services. When a developer kicks off a new project, they start with one of these templates.
And that blueprint doesn't just create the service. It automatically sets up the standard dashboards, the necessary alerts, and makes sure the log formats are correct. It creates that minimum observability baseline for every single thing that gets deployed. And listen, this isn't just some fun technical exercise. All of this hard work has a direct and frankly massive payoff when it comes to business value and just letting developers get their work done. You can see the impact almost immediately in key metrics like mean time to resolution, which is just a fancy way of saying how long it takes to fix a problem. As you can see, it drops a lot. And why? Well, it's simple, right? When something goes wrong, you're not hunting for clues in the dark anymore. The clues are right there, served up on pre-built dashboards with traces that point you straight to the root cause. So when you add it all up, the benefits are just so clear. Incidents get resolved way faster, which means more uptime for your customers. Developers get to spend less time fighting fires and more time building cool new stuff. Your systems just become more reliable because you can see problems before they become catastrophes. And you know what? It leads to a culture of empowerment and, frankly, much, much happier engineers. Which brings us to a final thought I want to leave you with. I want you to take a hard look at your own engineering environment and ask this one simple question. Is your platform a toolkit, or is it a paved road? Are you just handing your teams a box of parts and wishing them good luck, or are you actually guiding them towards success? Because providing observability by default, that's one of the most powerful ways to start laying that asphalt.